Listen, so for baits, the only ones I don't have in my bag are bread and red worms.
Bread, you don't need to use a whole lot because that's um like if you have
Want
some
me to show
semolina
you?
balls are way better than bread. They're the same basic thing but a better catch rate. Bread is one of the first ones you get. Red worms, kind of one of the first ones you get. If you've got higher level worms, I don't use worms too often. Um, because according to the fish you're catching, some fish like different stuff. Some are gonna
Yeah.
want worms, some are gonna want some kind of semolina
Want me
balls
to
or
tell you the
something.
baits I have right now in my backpack?
Sure, why not?
Shiners, small cup bait, small minnows, peas,
Bees? Did you peas?
cheese,
Cheese. Okay, cheese.
dough
Okay,
balls,
okay.
pet food, grasshoppers.
Anything else? Is that it?
That's it.
You don't
My
need to pet.
backpack has nothing.
You don't need to pet food in your backpack. You don't need to carry it around with you. There's very
Okay.
little stuff that it works on. Um, but there's better baits in replace of what it does work on.
So should I put the red worms into my backpack?
Yeah, sure. Red worms won't hurt you. You got it. Is what you're looking for is like the cheese and the dough balls, and a medium cut bait. If you've got medium cut bait, the cheese use medium cut bait usually for catching catfish bottom feeders along with cheese. So if you know one or the other, you don't need both. You um, lure. It seems that for me that baits, I bring what I need for what I'm going to fish. You know what I mean? And then have a bunch of lures. That way I can just, if I want to switch out, I can lure fish. Find you're going to catch certain things you're going to want to float fish and certain things you're going to want to lure fish. You know, pike, you really want to lure fish. You know, another trophy Colorado trout. Here, golden trout. Come on, give me that
Okay,
freaking unique
so
already.
all I need to do right now
Is
is
go to
buy a
Emerald Lake.
license.
Yeah, go to Emerald Lake and pay for it. That's what I use my gold for, is buy an unlimited license, advanced license. You don't need a basic. You only need the advance. If you buy the
How much
advance,
is it? I only have
I don't
4
know.
gold.
Oh, yeah, no, you're not gonna. Just save your gold. Don't waste your gold. You probably have already. I learned late to save my gold. You know, but I picked up some gold out of that event. Sorry you missed it. Um, yeah, you don't
Okay,
necessarily want
um,
to.
Emerald Lake's in New York, right?
Emerald Lake, New York. Yeah, I don't know how much the license is in cash for a day,
Uh,
but that's a full real
300.
day. That's a real day.
I know, I
Licenses
know.
are all a real day. So,
That is 300.
yeah, that's not that much. You pay 500, and then I recommend, and any place you go there at least 3 days. That way you are guaranteed to
So,
offset the cost of
so get a
your trip.
3-day one?
No, not a 3 day
Or just,
license. Don't get
oh,
a.
okay.
You only need a real 1 day license. The licenses last a real day.
I bought a 1-day one.
Okay, and then you can do easily in-game 3 days. You can do in-game 24 hours. As long as you want to keep fishing at Emerald Lake, you're good to go with the license. But the reason
Mm-hmm.
I say when you go there, like if you go take a trip, you want to take the trip for 3 days. The 3 to 5 days, first of all, 5 days will get you gold because that's one of the achievements. Um, 30 days will get you gold if you stay on the same lake for 30 days, but that's a real pain in the neck because your equipment just ain't gonna hang. Basically, you'd need to have a big bag like I got for your rods and have 5, 6 of the same rod and reel setups, basically different, and then fish because you're just and lots of line to do the 30-day stint. I haven't done any of them yet just because the 5 day will beat the heck out of your gear. And you can, and I will say this: the way you only thing you can't repair when you're on a trip is your rods, because if you take off a rod, they want to send it to your home place, so it won't let you take it off. But you can go through, and if you need to repair a reel or whatever, you can unequip the reel into your storage in your backpack and repair it there, and then put it back on. All right, you can't repair your rods. You know, I always
My
recommend.
only problem would probably be running out of space in my net.
Yeah, well,
My
once you
fish.
hit 24, once you fill your net, go to the next day. That's how it works. Fill your net, go to the next day. You know, once your net's full, go fast forward to next, hit square and go next morning. Or you can
And it will
actually
sell
just,
every day?
yeah, it sells whatever you had, sells your fish for the day, every day, and you start with fresh
Okay.
keep net. So
I didn't know that.
live and learn.
Mhm.
I don't know if everybody can hear your side of this conversation. I don't know if you've got shared with broadcast on, so
I'm
they
pretty
know,
sure I do.
so they know that I'm actually talking to somebody. If anybody jumps in here, because
Yeah.
nobody seems to be in here, so I'm not worried about it.
I have a question. Should I get one of the conventional reels
What do you
that
mean
are
conventionals?
money?
The,
Um, it's not like the one you're using. Like, I'm pretty sure it's casting.
okay, you've got, yeah, basically you got a spin rod and a spin reel and a casting reel. Um, Casting reels tend to be stronger, right? They don't wear out as fast,
Yes.
but they don't cast as far.
So don't get one yet?
If you're looking to be casting distance, which you are at Emerald Lake, I would recommend using a spinning reel. If they get a longer
Oh,
distance, um, and use, as far as your line weight, um, I balance my stuff, and this may sound a little silly since you're going to be there for days. You want your rod to be way stronger than your reel and your line because it's what you can't repair. So you always want to make sure that your rod is, you know, it may sound silly, but you want your rod to be so it's not going to wear out on you.
do you know, like, how do you manually repair something?
I just told you. I just told you how to do that. I'm going to tell you one more time. If you need to repair something and it doesn't, and you're outside of the shop or outside of the mission, um, you take it off. You go into your inventory and you find it and hit triangle. Okay? If you're
Okay.
in mission, the only thing
You
you
can't
can't
do it.
you're not going to be able to repair your rod. You can repair your reel. So all we do is you take off your reel and it'll go in your backpack and you hit triangle on it and repair it. Okay? It sucks you can't pull your rod off during the thing, otherwise I'd have already done the 30-day stints on the lakes that go, because it's nothing to do a 30-day stint. You can literally cheat it, cost nothing, and do a 30-day stint on Lone Star Lake because it costs you nothing to be there. So you can just sit there and go, get there, hit square, next day, square, next day, square, next day, square, next day. And get that achievement done on Lone Star Lake. Everywhere else it costs you money to go to the next day. So you always want to fish enough to pay for the trip, which you're only paying the second part of it. Like if it costs $1,300 to travel and $400 for the day, it's going to cost you $400 every day. So you only got to offset your cost by a minimum of $400. You know, which is basically you jump to the peak time of the day, fish, get whatever you can get, go to the next day once the peak time's done. Unless you want to fish at night during peak times. Emerald Lake, you want to fish nighttime along with daytime. You're going to catch pike during the day. You will catch a few walleye. At night, you're going to catch walleye. They're a night predator, and they are worth the most money. You're going to make money out of the walleye to cover your trip costs. So think about making sure that you're ready to do peak times at night.
Okay.
And that's just how this game works. If you're at Emerald Lake during the day, you're going to fish for pickerel or pike. Okay, there's a couple of directions to fish for the pickerel or pike. Um, I'm middle of a 3-day stint myself, so I can't jump out of here and jump over to Emerald Lake to show you.
Okay.
You know, I'm on the first of a 3-day thing. I'm on a mission to catch unique golden trout and a unique cutthroat trout, and then I'll be done with this stupid lake. I don't
Does it
recommend
like
coming to this lake to
give
make
you
money.
more stuff?
What's that? Like what? Give you what more stuff? Achievements will. Achievements give you rewards at tier 3. You'll get tier 1, tier 2 is gold, and tier 3 is usually...
No, do unique fish give you rewards?
They don't give you gold, but they sure do pay a whole hell of a lot more. And they usually weigh about twice as much as the normal fish. So say if you were to catch a unique bluegill, okay, the unique bluegill I caught, I'll tell you how much it weighed as soon as I reel this fish in. And you got to go specifically to Mudwater River for those on a sunny day with flies. And you got to fish a specific point to get a unique bluegill. Let me look at my bluegill here. What I got? I've only caught a few uniques because they're really a pain in the neck to catch. You got to catch specific times of the day or specific places. Redfin, trophy grass, trophy white, trophy black, tiger trout, trophy golden. That was a decent sized fish. White catfish.
What works better, would you say? Swamp green or a white shad?
As far as buying one?
No, like which one works better
if you
for
have
fish?
one, use the swamp green. If you only have the two. The other one is a yellow one that works really well on Emerald Lake. Oh, my unique bluegill weighed 2.6 pounds. That's a huge bluegill. And was 13 inches long. Almost 14.
I guess I'll be heading to Emerald Lake.
Okay, Emerald Lake, yeah, you're going to want to catch fish that are... Here, let me find the fish. Walleye.
Okay, so...
Walleye.
One day...
3.5 pound, and that's not even a trophy one. And that's what you catch, but those are worth relatively good money. And at night, the chain pickerel, which there you can catch a unique on that lake. You can catch unique chain pickerel on a sunny day. Has to be a sunny day. Let me find a chain pickerel, my unique. It's not so easy to find when you got a lot of fish in here.
Can I ask you a question?
Any question you want?
For the days you're staying there, is the days real life or in-game?
No, it's in-game. Days are in-game. It's not 24 hours. It's only, and you can fast forward it. So if you look at the bite chart on the left-hand side of the screen when you start,
enough for one day.
To stay there one day, but you'll earn money and you'll be able to pay for the second day.
Okay.
You can extend each day. Once you're there, you could say you're going one day, and at the end, when you go, it'll ask if you want to extend. You hit yes. But since you cashed in the fish you had, you'll be able to extend the next day. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to fish for money in this game. Unique chain pickerel is where you're going with shiners is what I used. If you've got a rod that'll cast far enough, which would be a match rod, you would cast to catch them. You're going to need to be able to get out 150 feet plus, right around 150 feet right off the left of the dock, off that tee. Over the top, you're going to see some lily pads sticking out. You're going to want to cast behind that. If you friend me in game, I will send you... Oh, I can't because I'm not there. Damn. If I was there, I could send you the markers I have for buoys that I have that show where to catch what on that lake. Other than the tutorial. There's a tutorial there that'll show you go here and catch these, go there and catch those. And it'll tell you to put buoys out.
Should I put on a 4-pound braid if I want to catch a trophy pickerel? Or a 3-pound mono?
Well, actually, you want to try to use floral anytime you can because its refraction is the same as water, so the fish can't see it. If you have two to use, and that's the only two you use the braid. Because you're talking about a 4-pound fish. They're a 4-pound fish. What? A 4-pound fish, and you want to get... It's gold. Yeah, I know. Floral's going to cost gold. At levels. They'll unlock...
I have a problem.
What's
My
that?
reel says that a 4-pound braid might cause damage,
That'll break your
and
rod.
the smallest fluoro is 6 pound.
Yeah, no, you don't. Your rod's too light. That's a feather light rod. You're gonna be fighting a lot of fish out on unless you're catching small panfish. Basically, you're running a panfish rod. All right, your rod is too light right at the moment. So go there. Um, is that with a bobber, or is that your? How strong is your spin
Okay,
rod?
what kind of rod do I want for bait? A match rod?
Um, yeah, you can use a match rod. They usually get further. You want to look at the weight that they'll carry. I like to go try to get something that's going to go from 3 to a minimum 11-pound test.
Um, if I bought it, it's 3 to 6.5 pounds.
Yeah, you're not going to have enough money to go fishing except for going back and doing bass fishing on Lone Star Lake,
So should
which
I
is a
just
good way to
wait to
make
buy
money.
it?
You can buy it and then go to Lone Star Lake and bass fish, as long as you have a casting rod and the 2-aught half-ounce spoons I told you to get. And then all you do is you get on the pier at Lone Star Lake. You cast straight out from the pier in the center and bring it back. And then when stuff stops biting that direction, you turn around and you'll see some lily pads right on the pier, right next to the pier. You get off to the side of that and you cast at an angle straight up into. There's a spot on the left, and then where you can get deep into it, and there's a spot on the right, and you just do stop and go. You're gonna catch a lot of bass that way.
I
And I mean a lot of
bought
bass.
the new rod.
You're gonna fill your keep net real quick. How many pounds is your keep net?
Hold on. I got. Okay, I'm checking right now. It is 8 pounds.
Wow, you're gonna fill that up fast. Okay, so that's gonna be your first objection. Get a new keep net. So go to Lone Star Lake. Don't go to Emerald Lake yet. Go to Lone Star Lake and fish bass. Your bass,
Okay.
number 2 hook. You should be able to use that 3-pound line. You're going to get a fight out of them because they're going to weigh anywhere
Oh, I
from
got
1
the
pound to.
new
They're going to be
rod.
they're going to be 1 pound. Okay, as long as you have the stuff to put on it, then they run from 1 to 2.5 pounds, so they can put up a decent fight. Okay, and was that a casting rod or was that a float rod?
That's a float rod. A
Okay,
bait.
what's your casting rod? Do you
Uh,
have one?
it
What's the weight it'll
is.
carry, and what lure weight? That's all that matters.
So it is a lure weight is 1/6 through 5/8 ounces,
Okay, so you're good there. That's over a half ounce.
and the line weight is 3 to 6.5 pounds.
Okay, you could put 6-pound test on there, so you're good there. So, and that's what you want to use if you've got 6-pound test. That's what you want to use at Lone Star Lake for catching bass. Okay, you're going to catch bass. You're going to catch pickerel, and I'll give you yeah, friend me in game, and I'll cut this 3 days short, and I'll show you how to fish bass at Lone Star Lake. As soon as I get
Okay.
this fish quits nibbling on my bait here. Because it's been nibbled at for a
Sounds
while, it
good.
might be the unique I'm looking for. Uniques are just big. They're
So the
something to show in
bait
your
rod,
trophy.
put
The
on the 4-pound
Yeah,
braid.
yeah.
How
And
much line should I put on it?
um, well, I put an average of if it's gonna be light
I have
line like that, you're gonna get a
492 feet of it.
put what it'll let you put on there, because they will run. If you don't have enough line on there, they will run out. They will run your reel out.
So you said we're casting 150-ish, right? Should I put about 250?
Um, on that lake, you're
Or should
not
I
going to
go to
need to go out
300?
150 on Lone Star. But yeah, 250 to 300 is, I usually go somewhere 300 or above on all my reels.
Okay, I just put 300 on.
Yeah, because you want to make sure you have enough for if they run. You know, if you get a fish on there and your stuff's weak, they're gonna run. Okay, I'm gonna give up my days here. How much did I make? Did I pay for my trip? Yeah, I paid for my trip. Okay. That's all I'm worried about in any day. I don't want to ever go somewhere and not pay for my trip. I went for 3 days. I paid for my trip in one. And usually you go 3 days because...
So it's basically going there for free after
Yeah,
you pay for your
you want to
trip.
make sure you pay for your trip. You want to get paid. The first day, usually I fish, my first day usually pays for my trip. And the next 2 days on the trip that I go on are profits so that I can have more money for new reels, new rods, new keep nets, so on and so
Okay,
forth.
here's the question.
Okay. And,
Should I
um,
use a number 10 hook?
no, that's way too small.
Okay, so
Okay, you're going to
next
Lone
week
Star
I'll buy a
Lake.
new hook.
Are you going to Lone Star Lake?
Yeah.
Is there a way to
I could equip the number 8,
hold on a second.
or I could buy new hooks.
Hold on a second. Yeah, you need a number for a plain hook for bobber fishing there. I recommend a 6.
But what
Okay.
about for the pickerel?
Pickerel, that's way too small. You're gonna need a 1 or a 1/0 or a 2/0. But first go to Lone Star Lake. You're not gonna need all that. You just use that lure setup I showed you, or I told you to get.
Okay. Let's see. Mag fin.
Yeah, I'm gonna
One
here. I'm trying to.
octopus.
I'm trying
Would
to
that be
friend.
good?
1/0 octopus. Yeah, that's a
Octopus?
good one. I'm trying to friend you in here. I'm trying to figure out how this freaking thing works here for friending people in this game without being in the same room. Oh, use friend search. There we go. What's your gamer tag?
Capital A.
Capital A.
Underscore.
Underscore.
All caps. Train.
Train.
Underscore 907.
Train. Underscore what?
907.
907. Location. It doesn't show you in game. Oh, there you are. Okay, I sent you friend request. Accept it.
Oh yeah, I just got it.
Alright, now I'm gonna go to Lone Star Lake. I'm gonna set up a friends only room and you join it. Alright?
Sounds good.
And it doesn't make a difference how many days you go to Lone Star Lake, it's free. So, and you got a small keep net, go 5 days. You're gonna fill that net up quick. Figure they're a pound a piece and you're gonna catch 8 of them, you're full. You're done. Okay? And I'm gonna travel there. As soon as I'm at Lone Star, I'll set up a friends only room.
Do you want me to lower my TV so you don't have to hear it?
I can't hear it. I can't hear it. What I do hear, it's no big deal. I don't care as long as I don't hear screaming crazy people in the background. I don't care. Okay. Advanced license.
I'm just equipping my keep net.
Yeah, you want to make sure keep net's equipped all the time. Okay. I'm in a friends only room. Just join my room. I'll show you where to aim to fish bass. And then it's just a stop and go retrieve. Alright. When you're ready to... Yeah, Lone Star Lake. And you should see friends should actually pop up and show friends room and just join me.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Okay, let me find my... I'm gonna be using a feather light rod. That'll give me the closest thing to what you have. Now I just gotta make sure my half-ounce spoon doesn't break the reel. It'll tell me when I'm ready if it's too heavy. Oh, Got to get off of the featherlight. Too heavy. Okay, so let's go to the next one up.
Okay,
Which one? I'm trying to figure out. Okay, let's try this one. I think it's a medium rod. I have no idea what's on this.
okay, so you're on the pier.
Yeah, I'm on the pier. Just come to the pier, equip the gold spoon, because it's overcast. A gold half-ounce spoon.
Usually, when I fish for the bass over here, I usually use like the
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 smaller your
shad.
hook, the smaller the bass you catch. Let's go with that.
Okay, where should I throw it?
Okay. Hold on a second. I'm going to do this. You should receive this. I'm going to end up moving so that you can receive it. I've got, hold on a second. I got a couple of spots that I have. Let me catch a couple of fish here. I'm going to mark a couple of spots. I've got 3 spots, and then I'm going to send you the marker spots. Okay, one of the spots, if you watch where I'm casting, the splash, it's not very far. Most of these bass aren't out that far. You just cast in this little spot, let it go to the bottom, wait a
Okay,
half a
so
second, and then you just do a stop and go, let it hit the bottom, hit it again. One speed. You shouldn't need more than one speed on this little pond. It's not that deep. Okay, straight out's not usually going to catch you a whole lot. Go in this direction, but you can. If you want to go straight out, you turn around and throw the opposite direction, and they're probably at about 100 feet in. From 100 feet and then in. Can't believe I got a nibble so far, but ain't nothing took it. You're also going to catch some chain pickerel here, some small immature chain pickerel.
I'm doing stop and go.
That's all you do is stop and go. Not lift and drop, stop and go. Stop and go is just hit the reel, let it go. Hit the reel, let
What
it go.
speed should I put it on?
1.
Okay.
You don't need to go fast. This is a slow retrieve. It works real well. I should have already got a hit, but we're not fishing optimum time right now. But first thing in the morning is usually good for bass no matter what here. Optimum is better. Okay, and reel all the way in until your thing comes out. I've caught fish just as I'm getting ready to pull the water out. Pull the lure out, stop and go all the way until your lure comes out. Okay, that's one spot. I should have caught something there. I'm going to do it again. Yeah, I'm using my gold spoon. I hope it is actually gold, because when that Halloween event hit, all of my gold spoon, it says it's a gold casting spoon, but it shows me a green single hook spoon. Kind of like a nano spoon. There we go. Fish on. And it fights pretty good. I don't have my drag set real high. I'm going to mark this for you. And once I catch one in each spot, I'm going to send you buoy marker information. Okay, I just caught a 1.5 pound bass. Keep. Wait a second to mark it. Mark the direction and the spot from where I'm standing. Marking mode. Okay. I actually have a few buoys.
Oh yeah, I have to buy an advanced license here.
Didn't you? Oh, you don't have the license yet. That's what I'm saying. You use your gold for buying unlimited license. By the time you're, like right now, I've got unlimited licenses for, and I didn't have to spend any real money. Well, I did. I had gold from buying. I bought the Christmas pack, I bought the Halloween pack, and I bought the full sports pack. I mean the full one that has every one of the sports packs, which is a good deal. It's only 19 bucks. If mom's willing to give you 19 bucks, it's a good pack to buy. If you can earn the money like I did when I was a kid, shoveling snow, raking leaves, cutting grass, whatever. Because you do seem pretty young, just by listening to your voice. 19 bucks is what it costs. Would be the best package to buy if you enjoy this game.
Where is
Where would you
what
buy
is the
that?
buoy thing?
I'll show you the buoys in a second. I haven't put them out there yet. I've got to share them yet. I'm going to catch one more fish in this direction so you know where it's at. I've marked the first one. I just got to mark the second. I just got to mark, get them out there so you can see, and then I'll share them with you. Probably a bass. If you're using the equipment I told you to use and you're doing a retrieve, I told you to do, it's probably a bass.
Strong.
Okay, the water's cold. Okay, here's something to remember. The water's cold right now at 60 degrees. Once it gets closer to 70 degrees, they'll be closer to the bottom. You're going to want to, when you do your stop and go, you're going to want to pull your lure all the way up to about halfway up. Nice. Spotted bass, 1.4 pounds. That's why I said you're going to fill that keep net quick and go to the next day. And even though you go to the next day, you're going to be in the same room with me. That's just weird, ain't it? You're a day ahead of me, but you're going to be in the same room. Okay, I didn't get nothing on this spot. Let's send it out there again. Like I said, we're not fishing on, I haven't sent the buoys yet, just hold on. I'll send you the buoys as soon as I catch a fish here. Oh, snagged. Break the snag, okay.
Oh, I got something again.
You're going to get a lot of somethings here. You should get a lot of somethings. As long as you pay attention to your hits. If you get a hit and your pole don't tip up, hit your reel one more time and then hit your set. Because sometimes they'll get sideways of it. And what you're doing is pulling the hook into their mouth a little bit. And that way when you set, you actually get them instead of losing them. Here, it usually means you've got a smaller bass on. But smaller bass is better than no bass. Oh, I got something big. It's taking line. Okay. Turn up the drag. This is not the one I was going to use. I had to use a smaller. I'd had to use a 1/4 ounce spoon on my featherlight pole. That's basically for catching small fish. Featherlight, panfish, or whatever. Or you're hooking into something big and you want to spend some time fighting it for fun. Okay. Keep that one. Another spotted bass. And I'm going to... Let me mark... Cancel. Let me mark this one. And once the day starts to dip, you're going to want to okay, what do I want? Marking mode. Which one gets me share? No. Click on this and share with you. Okay. And I'm going to have to do a move positions after I share all these. Otherwise it won't show.
You
okay.
shared a mark with me.
Yeah, just one. It's not letting me share the second one for some reason. Share
How
second.
do I open my map?
Triangle.
Does that show me where the mark is?
It should. I don't know if you have to have the buoys for it, but I threw out 3 marks that you should get, which will show 3 positions for the best 3 positions for fishing bass here in the direction. This one is the farthest. You don't have to get all the way out because the bass bite here. I haven't transferred yet, even though I shared it. I forgot to transfer here. Let me reel in quick. I forgot to share it. I shared it, but in order for the share to go over, for some reason, I have to, and you might have to do this too. Go to your map or your option screen.
Yeah.
And then switch positions. That's it. You don't have to advance the day or anything. Just switch positions. And then walk back here. It should show you when you hit triangle those marks. If it doesn't, it means you probably don't have any buoys. But you should have started with like 5 or 10 of them. Okay, did you switch marks?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to get out real far for this. My mark's out a lot farther than you need to get. And you don't have...
I still don't see the mark, so I'll try again.
Okay, hit triangle. Triangle, look at your map.
Yeah.
And does it say anything there as far as marks, if you're looking at them?
No.
Okay, it should. I shared them and you got them. You don't have any marks, huh?
It's fine.
No, I wanted to see what's going on. I was going to say, can you share with me? Um, you have a thing for filters up on the upper right-hand corner, and in order to hit it,
Yeah.
you have to hit up on the D-pad until they highlight. You might have to turn them on.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Turn that one back on. Yeah, they should all be green.
They are.
Okay. Okay, I shared the locations. You should have got them. I don't know what's going on.
Good.
And you don't have one marked for me to say share. Okay, see the direction I'm casting? Anywhere out in this direction, about 100 feet. It doesn't have to be 100 feet because they'll bite all the way in. Just cast out in that direction. You don't have to aim. Just cast out. Stop and go. Water's still cold. It'll warm up about 7 o'clock. And you want to bring your bait up to about halfway. So I recommend going to number 2 on your reel speed. Because the fish right now, because the water is cold, are closer to the top. Okay, that applies in real life too. The colder the water, in the morning the fish have a tendency to be up higher, and then as the
I
water
got
warms
something.
up, bass or whatever, sweet. As the water warms up, they're going to go deeper. You got a half-pound bluegill.
A bluegill. I
I don't
didn't
know
know
if
bluegill did that.
you cast the wrong direction. You cast next to those lily pads. You're going to get bluegills if you cast next to those lily pads, and if you're using a smaller hook. What size hook are you using? You're using a spoon with a half ounce, 2/0,
1/3.
and it's
I think
1/3.
it's a 1.
One smaller, it's a 1. Yeah, you're going to catch bluegills on a 1. You're going to catch bluegills on a 1. I got another bass on. He's decent size. He's making my reel work. But just keep casting out. You'll catch bass even on that small one, but you're going to catch small fish too. But don't throw them away. Take them. They're all worth. Well, actually, if you want
100.
if you want to catch it, bass are worth more per pound than anything else here. So, if you want to keep fishing and you get bass, you can release fish, when you catch another one. Like if you want to get rid of that, keep that bluegill and move to the next day, fine. But if you want to get rid of the bluegill and try to make some more money, when you catch your next fish, you'll see an option there to open the thing, and then you'll have a thing to release them without having to go to the menus. And like I said, you want to be using your gold spoon right now, preferably the half-ounce 2/0 hook. 1 to 2/0, otherwise you're going to catch a lot of those little bluegills and crappies and shiners and
Oh,
shit like that.
I got something right here.
See that?
It's a bass.
There you go, bass. Let's see, how fat is it? 1 pound bass. There you go. And it's worth close to $100 or whatever it is.
80.
Yeah. Well, it should be worth more than that on a premium account, but okay.
I don't have a premium account.
Oh, okay. I thought it showed you as friends as being premium, but yeah, okay, that's cool. You're the same as me right now. My premium went dead.
Yeah, it showed you premium too.
Yeah, my premium went dead today.
Another one.
Yeah, you're using a smaller hook. You're going to get more bites of smaller fish. I'm using a bigger hook, trying to get bigger fish.
Dang.
What'd you catch? Crappie, 4th ounce. Crappie. I actually caught a 1.5 pound crappie out of this lake, and that's not a unique. It's not even a trophy.
Really?
Yeah. They're called. I call them crappies, but they're supposed to be called crappies.
Oh, they are? I thought they were always called crappie.
I call them crappies. In real life, I call them crappies. Anybody I fish with, we call them crappies, but it's really crappies. If you look at it, it's Crappie. Because there's two consonants between the vowels. The first vowel is soft. It's crappie. I don't know if they teach you that kind of good stuff in school anymore. Schools right now are so messed up. Basic grammar, and I see people breaking it all the time. It's like, dude, come on. Just read what it says. That's like if you see the S-T-O-P, would that be stop or stope?
Stop.
It'd be stope. There's only one vowel between the two vowels. In order to be stop, and then it would be stop-e because it'd be S-T-O-P-P-E. That means you'd pronounce the E. That's just grammar. That's basic grammar that they should have taught you guys in 2nd, 3rd grade. Like I said, the schools are a mess now. They don't teach kids things they really should know.
Spell it?
Stop is spelled S-T-O-P.
S-T-O-P?
Is stop. Now, if you made it S-T-O-P-E.
That's stope. I thought
No, that's stop.
said...
S-T-O-P is stop. S-T-O-P-E would be stope. It's not a real word. There is no word stope. Not in this English language, anyways. Hey, these fish are hating me right now. We caught one. I've got lots of nibbles. All my little fish don't want to take the bait. I might switch to the 1/0 hook I got.
In 1st grade, my school did this thing that was like spelling quizzes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I got one wrong because it was one of the ones that was stupid. It's like a word that could be like 2 different things, like might.
M-I-G-H-T or M-I-T-E?
Yeah.
That's where you have to ask them to use it in a sentence. Might. The boy had a mite on him. Spell that one.
M-I-T-E.
The boy used his might to lift the rock.
M-I-G-H-T.
There you go. That's the only reason you got it wrong. You didn't ask him to clarify it. Run. You ever look up... When I was in school, if you were in trouble, they would make you write the definition of run. Do you know how long the definition of run is?
No.
Well, average dictionary takes up 1.5 pages. Transcribe that as a punishment. You know, completely transcribe it. That takes you on regular paper, normal handwriting, not skipping lines, using both sides. You're probably going to use something like 10 or 12 pages, if I remember right, depending on
to write the definition
of run. To write the full definition of run.
That's torture.
Duh, that's the whole point. That's what I said, it's punishment. Punishment.
They make you do that?
Yep. An in-school suspension. But back in the day, we didn't get tickets for if we got in fights. Nowadays, everybody's so messed up that 2 boys get in a fight, the parents get tickets. It's like, okay, they're boys. They get in fights. Our world has become feminized. I don't know if you know what that means.
I think I could kind of understand.
Feminized. You've got masculine and feminine traits, right? The whole not fighting and all that other stuff. Don't get in a fight. Don't ever hit nobody. That's a very feminine trait, right? Masculine traits, men have a tendency to get in fights and defend what's theirs. All right, our world, our country has become very feminized. You know, don't get in fights. You're not allowed to hit nobody. I don't care what they did. You're not allowed to ball up your hand and smack them in the face, you know.
That's not what happened to me. My dad said if someone hits you, hit them back.
That's not how I taught my son either. I taught my son, don't start it, but if somebody starts it, finish it.
Mhm.
And I will cover your butt. I don't care about the
And the
ticket.
thing about that is that if something did happen to me, which it wouldn't happen to any of my friends and me, because everyone knows that my mom is a cop,
Oh, yeah, well,
and they know that if something happened to me, that something happened with the cops.
yeah, well, that's not always true either. Because just because your mom's a cop doesn't mean that stupid people won't do stupid things. All comes down to
I know
stupid
that.
people. It all comes down to stupid
Mhm.
people. Stupid people do stupid things, and when stupid people do stupid things, they get in trouble. I try to teach the kids that live around me that are stupid that exact statement, but they don't learn. But yeah, I never told my kid that he was not allowed to protect himself. My kid's 17 years old and nobody messes with him. But of course, when someone did mess with him when he was like in first or second grade, he tackled him and started mashing their face into the ground. Literally, you know, they started hitting and trying to be whatever with him, and he just took him to the ground and pushed him face first into the dirt. Didn't punch him, didn't hit him, just mashed their face into the dirt. After that, people realized, hey, he's gonna get even. There's no point in this because he's gonna get even. The hell kind of little fish do I got on? Come on. I don't know. I don't. It was running right at me.
Yeah, while I was reeling in, I was getting like little bites, and the fish would just hold it there.
Yeah. Well,
And I tried to
when you get a
reel it
little
a little
bite,
bit,
you reel a little bit and then
move it.
quickly reel a little bit and then quickly yank to set
Yeah,
the
I did
hook.
that, but it kept coming out.
Yeah. Well, and
So,
you're hitting little. So the thing is, you're hitting your bait right now is at a point where you're attracting small fish, bluegill, crappie, shiners, um, all the small fish that are in this lake. That's why I tried to
okay.
tell you need the gold half ounce O2. The gold O1 works. 102 works good too to get bass, but you're going to get smaller bass and keep away from the little fish that you're catching. I don't know what that third ounce you got is. You'll get in, and you don't want to lose these. When you do the tutorial, it gives you a third ounce silver with a red tail spoon. Those are awesome. Those attract fish like crazy. You only get 5 of them. You can't buy them in a store, and the only way you get them is through that one thing in the tutorial. So do your best never to lose them. Never put them on a line where you're likely to snap the line if you hook into a big fish. And if you're using it, don't leave your drag high. You can always raise your drag mid-catch once you set the hook. It's better to have your drag low and turn it up as you're reeling them in than it is to have your drag high and have it snap your line.
Because if it's high and you yank it, it's gonna break it.
You snap your line. You can have it low and increase it to bring it up to the fish so you're not going to break your line. Same thing applies in real life. You want to put it out there with a light drag. You can increase your drag while you're reeling in real life. Oh,
Like
here it's
my
taken.
fish and pole when I fish, I put on high drag because I know it's not gonna snap. I have a really strong line on it.
Yeah, well, but I'm saying even in
You
real
never
life,
know
you
what's
never
down
know if you're
there.
going to hook it. You never know if you're going to hook into some unusually big fish, and you're like, oh, great. But if it's an unusually big fish, you want to catch it, so you want to have your drag low, and until you hear it start to click less, but it's not really going hard, and then you you can always increase your drag and not snap your line. You know what I mean? Oh, I caught a little fish, and boom. You don't for little fish, you don't have to have your drag up. It's not going to pull it. You know what I mean? In real
Mhm.
life, it's not going to pull it. But when you hook into something large, say you hook into a really good sized catfish on a lake, catfish are synonymous fighters. You
Yeah, where
hook
I
into an
live
eight,
in New
6, 8 pound
Jersey.
cat. You hook into a 6 or an 8 pound cat. There's catfish in New Jersey. You hook into a
I
6 or 8 pound catfish, or even a 3 pound catfish. They fight. I mean, they fight
Oh,
hard.
I was gonna say is that there's a fish down here called a sea robin,
Yeah,
and it has like pectoral fins
yeah,
that are like a wing, So when you're pulling them up, they use their
Where they fight
pectoral
real
fin
hard.
to pull them down, and it makes it feel like it's a huge fish.
Yeah, and they're hard on your line.
Yeah.
You're net full yet? I'm at 11 pounds.
Yeah, I just left.
Okay. Did you leave or just go to the next day?
No, I left because I'm checking to see if I have those spoons you were talking about.
Yeah, if you don't, try to buy a 1/0 or a 2/0 gold spoon. Should be 1/2 ounce or a 1/3 ounce. If you have a 1/3 ounce gold spoon that's a 1/0, you're good. You want to get up into the 1/0 or better, the aught hooks, because you don't want to catch panfish. You know,
Yeah, they're annoying.
well, if you want to catch them, it's cool, but you want to catch them on a
Yeah.
featherlight pole with low tension, so you actually get a fight. You know, we're not fishing for
Number
food for
one
real.
or 1/0?
1/0, 1/0 or 2/0. One's what you already were fishing with. That's why you were getting all those little panfish.
Yes, I could buy. Oh, there's spoons in here that say they're for nighttime, but they have those little red flaps on them.
Yeah, you don't need those right now. You're not fishing night fish. You got night shad. That'll work on pretty much anything the night spoons to work on. So you're good.
But I can only buy it's a 1/4, a 1/4 ounce, 1/0
Oh,
silver.
that'll work. It's small. It's a small weight. You're not going to cast as far, but you've got a light pole to begin with. You're not going to cast as far, but you're not going to catch the smaller fish. You know, and the farther you want it to go, the lighter the line you're going to use. You know,
Yeah.
and there's a 1/7. I'm not even on peak time of the day at the moment, I don't think. Alright, let's shut this down. I hate Fortnite.